So hello guys, so welcome back. So in this session I have covered about the cluster upgradation. So cluster upgradation task is a mandatory task. So once you will have chance to work in the project, so you have to upgrade the cluster every quarter of the 5 months or 6 months. So this is the mandatory task. So in this session I have covered what all the case scenario during the cluster upgradation. Case scenario means what are your pre-tasks, what are the post-tasks. So before cluster upgradation, how do you plan to upgrade the cluster? Okay, so once the cluster has been upgraded, what we have to check, what are we have to validate post cluster upgradation. So those things I have covered in this session, and I have covered around which type of issue. Like I have faced multiple type of issue post cluster upgradation. So you can see I have six case scenario where I have fixed all the issue post cluster upgradation. So those things I have covered in this session. So first, this is the process like how do we upgrade the cluster, what are the scenario, okay, what are the pre-plan. So those things I have covered. Even I have also created a Excel sheet about the pre-task of cluster upgradation, post-task of cluster upgradation. So I have covered around 18 checklists. So before cluster upgradation, what you have to check, what you have to validate, and same thing what after post upgradation, what you have to validate, so that your cluster will be application will be up and running smoothly after the post cluster upgradation. Okay, so this is the in this session I have covered all the process like how do we upgrade the cluster, what are the way to upgrade the cluster, and this is the post cluster upgradation. So you can see a lot of a lot of pods are stuck in pending state after cluster upgradation. So so how do we fix the issue? What are the way to fix the issue? What we have to check? What is the reason? You can see one of the node are stuck in ready and scheduled disable state after the post cluster upgradation. So how do we fix the issue? What are the way to fix the issue? So I have covered all the things. So sometimes a post cluster upgradation, your cluster is not visible over the rancher. Your cluster is sometimes sometimes your cluster is unavailable over the rancher. Okay, so a lot of issue I faced in this session, and I have fixed all the issue like some pods are in pending state, some pods are in evicted state, few pods are out of memory. So a lot of issue I faced during the post cluster upgradation, and I have fixed all the issue. So you can see few pods are out of memory, few pods are evicted state, and a few pods are in pending state post cluster upgradation. So what all the commands were, what all the way to fix all the issue, and you can see in this case two, and this is the upgradation. It's the part three. So in this session, I have fixed most of the issue. Like few pods are in evicted state out of memory, but still most of the pods are up and running, and few pods are in pending state. So those things I have covered in this session, like how to fix all the issue. The same way I have the other session, the upgradation part. So in this post cluster upgradation, again we face few of the issue. Now you can see our cluster is visible over the rancher. So once you have watched all the series, then you will get the idea how to fix all the issue and what are the common issue after post cluster upgradation. How do we fix the issue? And this is the very important issue. Generally the once you have upgrade the cluster, you will your Nginx ingress control is not working. So you can see a lot of articles are there like post cluster upgradation, your Nginx ingress control is not working, AKS lost ingress connection after cluster upgrade. So Kubernetes upgrade broke an ingress Nginx. So how do we fix this issue? So those things I have already covered in this the in this series part 5 cluster post cluster upgradation.